Eala launches bid in Qatar Open. After a successful stint in the Abu Dhabi Open last week, Eala hopped to Qatar over the weekend and will take on former Czech tormentor Tereza Valentova today in the opening round of the Qatar Open in Doha today, Monday. The last time they met, Eala, 20, ranked number 45 in the world, absorbed a 1-6, 2-6 beating at the hands of Valentova, 18, rated a rung higher at number 44, in the first round of the Japan Women's Open in Osaka, Japan, last October. While Eala secured her slot as a regular entry into the main draw for the first time in a WTA 1000 tournament, Valentova needed to go through the qualifiers for another rematch with the Filipina tennis darling at the 7,000-seat Khalifa International Complex Center court. The Pinay ace is poised to rise in the latest Women's Tennis Association World Ratings scheduled for release today after reaching the women's singles quarterfinals and women's doubles semifinals at the Abu Dhabi Open last week. Playing in front of a full-house crowd on the fifth straight day of the tournament, Eala looked drained after her dramatic 2-6, 6-4, 7-5 win over Alexandra Sasnovich of Belarus the previous day, losing her semis match against number 3 seed Ekaterina Alexandrova 3-6, 3-6. Teaming up with Southeast Asian sister Janice Tien of Indonesia, the pair lost in the semifinals 4-6, 2-6 to Slovakian Teresa Mihalikova and Englishwoman Olivia Nichols. Rising dawn in Doha, Eala launches her Qatar Open campaign. There are moments in sport that shimmer, seconds that feel suspended in time, where every heartbeat aligns with possibility and every breath seems to carry the promise of destiny. For Alexandra Eala, the Philippine tennis star whose rise has been one of the most compelling stories in women's tennis, the 2026 Qatar TotalEnergies Open in Doha represents one such moment. As the warm desert air brushed the courts of the Khalifa International Tennis and Squash Complex, Eala stood poised, ready to launch her bid in one of the biggest tournaments of her young career. From the Middle East swing to a new challenge. Eala's journey into the Middle East began not in Doha, but in Abu Dhabi. There, at the WTA 500 Abu Dhabi Open, she showcased a blend of grit and growing maturity. She dispatched formidable opponents en route to the singles quarterfinals and advanced to the semifinals in doubles with partner Janice Tien, a performance that demonstrated both her versatility and fighting spirit on the WTA Tour. Although her run ended against tougher opponents, the experience fortified her resolve and sharpened her competitive edge. "I learned a lot in Abu Dhabi," Eala hinted in a post-match reflection on social media. "Thank you, Abu Dhabi. A time was had." Next stop, Doha. Now, weeks later, she arrived in Doha, energized, focused, and hungry. The Qatar Open, a WTA 1000 event, the first of its tier in the calendar year, offered her a platform unlike any other. With more ranking points, stiffer competition, and global attention fixated on the glittering desert city, the stage was set for something special. The familiar foe, a rematch charged with history. For her opening match in the round of 64, Eala drew 18-year-old Czech standout Tereza Valentova, a familiar face and a spirited rival. Their last encounter at the Japan Women's Open in October 2025 had seen Valentova prevail in straight sets, 6-1, 6-2, a victory that left Eala frustrated but fueled with motivation. Valentova, a rising star in her own right who once captured both singles and doubles junior titles at Roland Garros, brought her own blend of youth, power, and tactical savvy to the battle. The matchup was more than just a next round. It was a chance for redemption, an opportunity for Eala to revisit the canvas where she had once been edged out, and to rewrite that script with strength and precision. Rising stakes in Doha. The Qatar Open is not just another tournament. It is a crucible of elite tennis. From the moment the first serve echoes across the courts, the draw is loaded with some of the sport's biggest names. Past major champions, seasoned veterans, and rising stars alike. Here, deep runs can vault careers into new strata of respect and recognition. For Eala, the stakes were clear. Advance and climb the rankings. Test her mettle against the world's best. Convert early season momentum into meaningful results. Play with confidence and intent, without fear of expectation. Her ranking inside the WTA top 50, near a career best, underscored her ascent but also set a bar of pressure that champions must learn to navigate. More than a match, a narrative of growth. Eala's road to this moment is a tapestry woven with breakthrough victories, historic firsts, and bouts against adversity. She's not just another competitor, she is part of a new wave of Asian players making their mark globally. Her journey has taken her from junior prodigy to the main courts of tennis's premier stages. Along the way, she has been guided by grit, tempered by losses, and inspired by the singular support of Filipino fans around the world. The cadences of her season, quarterfinals in Abu Dhabi, a spirited run at the Australian Open, deep runs in WTA 250 and 500 events, have built a narrative of promise kinetic energy waiting to coalesce. At Doha, that story hangs in the balance, ready to be written with every passing point and set. Doha's electric atmosphere. Stepping onto the sunlit courts of the Khalifa International Tennis and Squash Complex, Eala must have felt the electricity of expectation, both internal and external. The crowd, vibrant and diverse, reflects tennis's global reach. For a young player like her, this atmosphere is both a test and a gift, an arena to prove her mettle, and a stage to embrace her growing legacy. In Doha, Eala was not just a participant, she was a contender. Every swing of her racket, every sprint to the net, every calculated serve spoke to her progression. Her body language, refined and composed, told a story beyond statistics, a fierce competitor grounded in discipline but guided by passion. Beyond the opening round, dreams and possibilities. While the opening match is the first chapter, the road beyond it in a WTA 1000 event is long and thrilling. Potential opponents in later rounds include seasoned stars and top seeds who will test every part of Eala's game: stamina, shot selection, mental fortitude, and tactical versatility. A breakthrough in Doha, especially a deep run, could elevate her to new heights, a higher ranking, greater recognition, and invaluable experience under the grand lights. Every point, whether won or lost, contributes to her evolution. What makes an athlete remarkable isn't perfection, but persistence, the ability to rebound, refine, and renew commitment with each challenge faced. The broader narrative, inspiring a generation. In the Philippines and across Southeast Asia, Eala's rise is more than a sporting journey, it is a beacon. Young players watching her matches are witnessing not just wins and losses, but the courage to compete at the highest level. They are seeing how resilience, preparation, and heart translate into global stages like the Qatar Open. Her story reinforces that greatness is not defined by a single match, but by the cumulative courage of every step taken toward a goal. It is about waking up each day with conviction and meeting challenge head-on, no matter how steep the path. This is what Eala's bid in Qatar symbolizes: the audacity to dream, the persistence to endure, and the determination to compete with the